City Council meeting, Tuesday, October 15th, 2024. Mr. Jeffries, please take the roll.
Councillor Hadrava.
Here.
Councillor Keeley.
Here.
Councillor Loeffler.
Here.
Councillor Towner.
Here.
Mayor Carter.
Here.
All are present, the quorum is here, we may conduct business.
Thank you, sir. All rise for the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Mr. Jeffries, any changes to the agenda as presented?
There are no changes to the agenda, but please let me point out that in front of you, you have a new page 1 of the agenda as well as a claims list. When the agendas were prepared, the claims list was not yet complete, so you did not receive that number nor the list. Now you have it, and so other than that, there are no changes in the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, do you
Yes.
mind, if it's okay with everybody else, can we bring up a discussion item, animal control later on,
Can we handle that under other business?
if that's all right with you guys?
Council?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know how to open that. All right. Okay, with no changes to the agenda as presented, do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Anything further, council? With nothing more, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Agenda is approved. Reports from department heads. Mr. Jeffries.
Thank you, Mayor Carter. We have Public Works Foreman Pink here this evening. Trent?
Hi, Trent.
Howdy. So it's a budgeted item, but I always, when it comes to bigger purchases, I still like to just bring it up just before I do it. But one of the things that we budgeted for was a new garage heater, and I haven't ordered it yet, but I'm still waiting on a quote, just because I think I can get it for a little bit cheaper, but with the heater and the venting, it's gonna cost currently at $2,890. But like I said, I think I can get it for cheaper, so I'm just waiting on this last person, but just give you a heads up when that comes through here.
I believe we're budgeted at 3,000, right?
I think we're actually at 4,000.
4?
Because I want to also upgrade. It's just gonna take like a little Big Max heater that costs like $250 for inside our shop or office area. So that should still fall underneath the 4,000. Yeah, otherwise we're currently just prepping for winter. Our salt came in, so our salt mixture is ready to go. If it were to get any ice storms here or anything, but I'm hoping we don't do that, and just got a lot going on that leads up into our winter prep. One of the things is trimming the trees within our power lines, and that's what you've probably been seeing us going around doing that, and taking out the trees and alleys and the roadways that kind of can impede our equipment. We are still working on patching that reservoir. I know it's probably the third time I've said it here, but it's taken a lot of layers. The thing shelled out pretty good, but with the stuff that I ordered, got back ordered, so I kind of got us away from the nice weather that could have made this go faster. Now it's more like put a layer on and let it sit for a couple of days. So we're almost done with it, but we probably won't be able to paint it this year. And another thing that I'd like to do, if the weather cooperates, is I'd still like to flush the hydrants again one more time this year. And that's looking more at the end of October. At this time, I won't just do it on a whim. I will make sure we at least post it at the post office and the senior center in here, maybe at the shortstop, to let people know that which days we're gonna flush it. It should only take 2 days. Just give people warning this time.
How's that weather looking towards the end of October?
I think it's gonna hold pretty good for a
Is
while.
it?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully. We've been pretty fortunate. Excellent.
Trent, I've got a question. The fire department, they brought up the fact that there was black mold in the basement.
Yes.
Is there anything being done with that black mold, or is there anything that they can do with that black mold at this point?
I think you gotta get a company in there to clean it up if you wanna go about it. I don't know what the right answer is. It's been an issue for some time.
Years?
Yep.
Mr. Jeffries, should we start something with that, or?
I certainly believe it would be prudent to start looking into something. The information that we've received so far that I've been part of has not been that complete. Maybe we should gather more info and then come back with a recommendation for sure in the not too distant future. You haven't been on that project on a regular basis, right?
No, it's
Okay.
that's kind of confined to the basement and it's been blocked off ever
Okay.
since it was found, really.
I'll reach out to some of the environmental remediation contacts that I know, see what we got.
And it was kind of in between the period of when the fire department moved out and the Ascension moved in.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get
When it
at
was
least
found.
some sort of assessment of what's going on there.
Because I do know we worked with a mold company when we had it at the community center.
Yep.
And I don't know if we wanna look back at our records to see who we dealt with there, if they would, if they deal with black mold, I know it's not the same, but we did have a mold issue there that we dealt with.
Yep.
Ryan took care of that. So, maybe look at those records to see, and then see if they can come and look at this. I don't know. That was just brought to our attention like 2 weeks ago, so,
Sure.
but we really, I think, need to look into that and get it
Absolutely.
taken care of.
Yeah, regardless of what we do, if we end up with a new building or whatever.
Regardless, yes.
It's
I
gonna
think
take
that
more
I
time
can't-
than,
I don't know exactly why, but if I had to guess, that's probably why it kind of got a little bit forgotten, because at that time, it was like, hey, this is just a temporary situation, because we were looking at building even back then, and so something happened, I don't know what happened then and now.
Okay. That's it.
That's all I got. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Pink. And then for myself, for administrator comments, I have, I guess, 5 quick things to talk about. First off, the tornado civil defense siren, if anybody noticed the last time around, it still turns and it still doesn't make sound. So I have heard nothing recently from the folks that are maintaining that, City of Virginia and their folks. I have reached out after that, have not heard back yet, but I'm going with they didn't get the parts yet, or they didn't put them in yet, or whatever. Just the most recent notice here was at the beginning of October. It spun, but it didn't make any noise. Next, couple of items for public consumption. First off, if you're anything like me, most of us have some kind of prescriptions we take, right? And if you ever have any questions about how to get rid of your old or expired prescriptions, there's some good news that on October 26th, St. Louis County will be hosting a site at the Virginia Sheriff's Office between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. to get rid of your expired prescription medications. So October 26th, it's a Saturday, 10 to 2 at the Virginia Sheriff Office, which is at the Mountain Iron Community Center. Also, if you were impacted by the rain and precipitation events of earlier this summer, you have 2 weeks left as a homeowner or property owner. You have until October 27th to apply with FEMA for potential disaster assistance. After that, the window will close. You can find out more about it by visiting FEMA.gov and or call us here at City Hall and we'll point you toward the more specific St. Louis County directive. So October 27th, last day to apply for FEMA disaster from the rain and precipitation events of the summer. Right. My last two items are just very, very recent items that concern the city. We will probably be talking about them more later, but one is we met about the curling club. We met with curling club representatives, Engineer Jamnik, Public Works Department, myself, and we have a plan that we will be implementing within the next week or two to address the potential of water intrusion into the curling club building or the community center building. Mr. Tim Simonson is on board with the plan. Mr. Jamnik's on board with the plan. It's going to be the best we can try for the lowest cost and then see what the impacts are. We will have more details as they flush out, but at this point, I don't see it going over $500. And then finally, earlier today, we being Mr. Pink at Public Works and myself, met with Minnesota Rural Water Association and updated our wellhead protection program and plan and our contingency planning for if there are disasters that occur that are related to our water system. That is an event that happens every 2.5 years. We completed that today and everything looks pretty good. Going forward, you'll probably be hearing more because I've identified, I think, 4 different areas that I would suggest we try to acquire some grant funding for projects related, again, to water distribution. And that's be all I have, Mayor Carter.
Excellent, thank you, sir. Thank you, Trent. Moving on to citizens forum. Anybody wish to speak tonight?
Mayor Carter, we do not have anybody signed up this evening.
Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. The minutes from the regular city council meeting October 1st, 2024. The city council working session August 8th, 2024. And the special city council meeting September 6th, 2024. Claims, payroll number 20 in the amount of $14,234.14. And accounts payable in the amount of $94,196.08. For a total of $108,430.22. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
A motion.
Thank you. We have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, sir. Discussion, questions, comments? Alright, with nothing further, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Consent agenda is approved. Thank you. Alright, moving on to business. Item A, consider conducting updated utility rate study for service years 2025 to 2030. The city is the administrator of the delivery of utility services to its residents. Specifically, the city provides for and administers water, sanitary sewer, refuse collection and disposal, and electric utility services. These services are all operated as independent enterprise funds, separate from and not included in the city operation budget, and not affected nor impacted by the city's annual property tax levy. By design, these enterprise funds should be operated so that the cost of providing these services are fully covered by the revenues collected for each of these services on a fund-specific basis. In other words, each of these utility services should have rate structures which allow the city to provide all of these services and operate each of these funds without impact on the city's general operating budget. The most recent rate study update was conducted by David Berg Consulting in the fall of 2020, with recommendations for action and rate structures proposed and designed to be effective until the end of 2025. These rate studies are recommended to be updated at least every 5 years and adjusted accordingly. David Berg Consulting has indicated a willingness to perform and conduct an updated rate study designed to establish through 2030 for the amount of $5,000. We have a motion to authorize and approve David Berg Consulting to conduct an updated utility rate study for the city of Buhl in order to review and/or reestablish utility rates consistent with those required to allow each utility enterprise fund to operate in a revenue neutral or better business position for the amount of $5,000.
I'll motion.
Thank you. We have a second?
I'll second.
Discussion.
Actually, this is a really good thing, this is a really good price too, because I know what we pay in a different city. And this, you do need to have another company come in and help you with this. This isn't something that we can do on our own. So this, you do have to have this rate study come in and be done.
Yep.
So this does help with, so that getting our rates set for our people, so. And this fee is very reasonable.
Yeah. That'll put us out to 2030 as long as nothing extravagant happens
Right.
with the economy.
Right, and it doesn't mean that you have to stay with what he states. I mean, if something does happen, you can change it. But he will set us on a good path for
Yes,
the next 5
definitely.
years, so.
And I assume this comes with Diana's blessing, correct?
Yeah,
It does, Mayor Carter.
a recommendation, yeah.
All right. Anything further? We have a motion and a second. All right. With nothing more, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. All right, item B. Notice of advertisement for 2024 to 2025 Recreation Department winter rink attendance. Authorization for staff to publicly post and publish. The city desires additional labor services over the winter months to assist in maintaining the attractiveness and safety of the community. Specifically, the city wants to hire winter rink attendants for the recreation department activities, including manning and attending the warming shack, cleaning the rink surfaces, maintaining the ice conditions, monitoring guest and user safety, and other light duties. Do we have a motion to authorize staff to publicly post and publish a notice of advertisement for 2024 to 2025 Rec Department winter rink attendant labor positions?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. We have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. How's the rink looking? Making ice yet?
As much ice as we had this time last year.
Yeah. Most of last year.
Yeah, no kidding.
I like that we're starting early, looking for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll help.
Yeah.
The CPR training, who's doing that currently?
Chisholm Police is what I, or Chisholm EMS is what I recall,
Okay.
for the rink attendants and the lifeguards.
Okay, good.
Excellent. Anything further? With nothing more, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Item C. Resolution 24-25 for the city to accept various donations for the 2024 Halloween event. The city has received a number of donations from local businesses and anonymous donors who have offered goods or currency to the city's recreation board as a financial contribution to offset costs related to the City of Buhl's Halloween events and other related recreational activities. Specifically, the city has received from Jim's Sports Club Bar and Grill, water bottles and chips, from Snickers Pizza and Pub, gift certificates, from BG's, gift certificates, from Village Inn, gift certificates, Keyboard Liquor Store, $40 cash, and from anonymous donors, candy, decor, and cash. The city wishes to recognize all of those who have contributed in continuing to make this important civic celebration a popular success. Yes. Do we have a motion to authorize the city to accept donations from several area businesses and anonymous donors to the city and its recreation board as financial contributions to help offset costs related to the City of Buhl Halloween events and other recreational activities, to execute Resolution 24-25 concerning the same, and to acknowledge this donation with appreciation?
A motion.
Thank you. Have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Thank you to everybody. Our Halloween events have, since they started, they've kind of snowballed into, it's a great time.
It is.
And hopefully the snow holds off. I mean, we've had really good weather, so hopefully that's carries on into that. That's a good time.
Yeah, otherwise we'll be tossing out hand warmers instead of candy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The kids don't mind, it's just, I don't know, as I get older, the cold hurts more.
Right.
All right, excellent. Thank you to everybody on the list, everybody who's donated, everybody who's donated time, everything. That's gonna be a good night. All right, council, anything further? With nothing more, Mr. Jeffries, will you please take the roll?
Counselor Hadrava,
Yes.
Counselor Keeley,
Yes.
Counselor Loeffler,
Yes.
Counselor Towner,
Yes.
Mayor Carter.
Yes.
The motion carries and so prevails.
Thank you, sir.
Prevails and so carries. Thank you.
I'd still like to build a pirate ship float.
I think we had a pirate ship last year. Yeah, we did.
Really?
Yep.
The guy had all the time in the world. All right, moving on to item D. Approve posting of notice of 2025 vacancies on City of Buhl. For the Recreation Board, we have 2 positions. Library Board, 1 position. Long Range Planning and Zoning Commission, 4 positions. And BETA, the Buhl Economic Development Authority, 2 positions. The city will realize vacancies on several of its authorities, boards, committees, and commissions effective January 1st. Those I've already stated. It is the city council's practice to notify the public with regard to vacancies or upcoming vacancies on authorities, boards, committees, commissions, and similar bodies, and to receive and accept solicitations from interested individuals. The public is hereby notified of these vacancies. Notice regarding these vacancies will be posted at the usual city locations. Anyone interested in serving in any of these capacities should contact City Hall before December 12th, 2024 for potential consideration. Do we have a motion to provide and post notice regarding vacancies on all affected city authorities, boards, committees, and commissions?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Anything else, council? I'd like to encourage everybody to get involved in all of these. Rec board's wonderful, library's awesome, we need to keep that open. Long range planning and zoning. Not so much action in Buhl, but
Oh, next year it will be.
there could be, yeah. But it's still serving your community and it's still a good thing. The Economic Development Authority, that's wonderful to be a part of too. I've had experience with that now. It's great. Good ways to serve your community and not a lot of time in some of these if you don't have the time, you know. Anybody interested, stop by City Hall. Did we go to vote on that? Or was I talking too much?
No, we didn't vote yet.
Okay, sorry. Long day. Alright. Anything further, council? We do have a motion and a second. With nothing further, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item E. Reminder of working sessions for the 2025 budget initiatives. The City Council conducted an initial dedicated fiscal year 2025 budget working session at 6:30 p.m. on September 26th in the City Council chambers in City Hall. The preliminary budget for fiscal year 25 was introduced at the City Council working session and adopted at a special City Council meeting that same evening. Staff also introduced the city proposed tax levy for fiscal year 2025 at that meeting. The city adopted and certified this proposed tax levy for fiscal year 25 to the St. Louis County Auditor on September 30th, 2024. The final budget and tax levy is anticipated to be prepared and completed in December 2024 and must be adopted and certified by December 28th, 2024. Further evaluation and review of the proposed budget is warranted in order to achieve a workable fiscal year 25 budget that is acceptable to the City Council. As such, further working sessions are required and have been scheduled for 4 additional future dates to provide for additional necessary or desired evaluation and review of the fiscal year 25 budget prior to adoption and levy certification. Those dates are October 17th, October 30th, November 20th, and if necessary, December 12th. All sessions will be held at 6:30 p.m. in the City Council chambers at City Hall. All right. We're on to other business. Animal control?
Yeah, if that's okay.
Yes.
I've had somebody else reach out, another person I should say, reach out to me about stray cats showing up at their door. And I just wanted to know if we could bring up, or at least start conversation on what's Buhl's current process with that. If we need to look into some sort of contract with like one of the shelters or something around here to start helping control the amount of overflow.
Yeah.
We're almost outnumbered in cats right now. I know that doesn't do much about pigeons, but
You think it'd work itself out?
yeah, right?
That's kind of ironic.
More cats, less pigeons. And
Town cats don't know what they're doing though.
well, I suppose not.
No, but they draw in predators from outside of town.
Yeah,
They do.
exactly.
We don't need, so. Yeah, what's the current recommendation for citizens in town and,
Well, what's currently happened, Counselor Towner, at least with my experience, is there's a shelter over in Chisholm, but they will not serve us. I do not know the reason at this time they won't, but as it is, they just won't, so I haven't talked with them further. I believe our services have come from Masada Humane Society in Virginia. They appear to have a separate animal control arm of their operation. I think I most recently reached out to them on Friday. I have not heard back yet. Could have been Thursday, but that's my understanding now. I have no information on details of if Misabi Humane Society was to come out, what they would do, how the arrangement would work, what types of money might be included in that. I'm afraid that's the best I can do at the moment.
yeah, I guess I didn't know of anything recently, so that's why I thought I'd ask, because I don't remember if it's come up in the last couple of years at all.
Oh, it definitely has. And that's a tough one too because our shelters are always so full. And there's not a lot of places at all for these animals to go. And that's the tough part.
So like Bob Barker would say, have your cats spayed or neutered.
Yes, absolutely. And
Late Bob Barker.
and treat your animals as a member of your family. You know, if you do that and you take care of them and care for them correctly, we don't run into that issue as a community. I know our pets are just like our kids. I mean, sometimes they get treated better than them. Yeah, that's a tough one.
What I would suggest, if I may, is again, maybe just a little bit of research, meaning, I don't know what hours Misabi Humane Society Animal Control operates outside of the normal shelter hours. I don't know if their vehicles or whatever are housed in the same building or somewhere remotely, somewhere separate. Similarly, I don't know what the situation is in Chisholm either. Chisholm's closer. It might be reasonable to reach out to them to see if they may be willing to discuss an arrangement, but also with Misabi too. But I do understand Chisholm might be quite busy and full and their hands are pretty
Yeah, I don't
tied.
think they have the volunteers, they're always, and
They're always
very
short-handed.
short-handed. Same with hibbing and, they got issues, so.
So I guess if it sounds reasonable, I'd like to at least see what Misabi can offer and maybe let the public be aware, that it's not like you can make the phone call and in 15 minutes somebody shows up and it's taken care of. Our area, as Councillor Keeley has said, the number of volunteers for help, and I think they all use volunteer help in the animal shelters. It may be just a little more work to get this accomplished than you might think. So patience would be appreciated while we look into it, maybe.
It's not like the good old days where there's a dog catcher you could call him and the dog disappears.
Yeah.
On that note too, the shelters, if you're able, they're always accepting donations, whether, you know, dog food, cat food. I know we always, whenever we're able to, we help them with that. And like Denise said, time too, if anybody can help out volunteering, that's awesome. Those animals are family, to me anyway. That's another tough subject though, I mean, what, maybe we need nature. I mean, the cat should take care of the pigeons, right? And then we find out what takes care of the cat, I don't know. I don't know.
I will.
So, yeah, will you keep us
I will-
updated if you get in hear from them?
I will do that, and
Okay.
I'll also ask who else is around to possibly service.
Mhm.
But the further away you get, the tougher that becomes
Yeah.
also, right?
Right.
And more costly.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Well, we'll see what Mr. Jeffries can come up with.
Thank you.
Alright, moving on. Counselor's comments. The floor is yours.
Paul Bunyan put up a pretty nice area up there. They made it look really nice.
Good.
In that corner. They did a really good job.
They had quite a bit of work in town, it seemed.
Yeah, they did good. When do they expect to come on board then?
I do not know because they've been soliciting independently to possible subscribers and customers. We here at the city are not affected. Our source provider will remain our source provider. We won't be switching. So I thought they said late October though, so
Yeah.
we're getting pretty darn close here.
And then a few of us last night attended the Meet the Candidates. Melody Stephanie put on a very nice Meet the Candidate last night, I felt, and I thought all the candidates did a very nice job to introduce themselves to everybody. And smaller group that Belle put a lot of time in going around knocking or putting things in everybody's door, and a small group I thought, but effective. You guys, what's your thoughts?
Thank you to the senior center for putting on. They did a very good job of it. Thank you to all of the people who have stepped up to serve our community, and they all did very well. It was enjoyable, and I hope our community keeps doing that. I know it hasn't in the past, but that is good for us, all of us. We get to hear from each other, we get to meet people, we get to ask questions, that's great. On that note though, I did hear some information that was not correct. And I don't want to point fingers or anything, I just want to make the point that do your homework for yourself, use discernment, go to the sources for information, because in this world we're bombarded with it. There's information everywhere, and sometimes it's hard to sift through, and I know we all get caught by that, but please be diligent about finding the correct information and using facts and data with that, because if we can all follow that, things work a lot better, smoother. There's a lot less frustration, there's a lot less hard feelings. So please do your research and come to a conclusion on your own, I guess is what I'm getting at. Yeah, that was a very, very good get together. And I hope to see that for a long time.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
I'll go next. So just a reminder about there's the smoke testing, correct, on this coming,
Starting on Monday the 21st, for 2 days for certain, maybe bleeding into 3 days, with Thursday being the third of day if we need extra days.
and we have enough manpower to,
We can always use, we're never gonna have enough manpower.
okay. So,
So the gig there is if somebody's got some time to just walk and look and,
Document.
yeah,
And
make some documentation. I hope to see whether or not there are any standardized reporting structures. I have not heard of any, so I might put together just a little observation form. Time, place, what you see.
Yeah.
The more of that we have, the better. So thank you for asking.
Yes. And then we also are doing the open meeting or the water tower that Monday also.
And thank you so much for bringing that up. That's correct. 6 PM at the senior center
Okay.
next Monday.
It is posted in the post office.
Is it on the website?
It should be tomorrow. We had a little bit of migration activity today where some equipment is getting changed out. So we had a little difficulty today, but it should be up tomorrow on the website.
Okay.
Excellent.
Wonderful. And then the last thing I wanted to say was the Halloween party, the parade. I know you're probably going to mention it too.
Nope, if you
And
got
then,
it,
well,
we'll do it.
and then the dance. It will be a fun event. It's October 26th, Saturday. I'm excited about that. I unfortunately can't be there for the beginning part of it because my daughter has a volleyball tournament, but coming as soon as afterwards. So, but I'm very excited. It's always a fun time. And then I think Kenny has their Halloween party the following day on Sunday. So it'll be a good time in this area.
Excellent. Candy. Everybody knows that's where you get your snacks for the deer stand, right? From the kids' candy bag.
Yep.
We probably could remind everybody about what we have for City Hall again, for open for voting. October 26th, we have 9 to 3. And then we have November 2nd from 9 to 3, November 3rd from 9 to 3. And we will also be open until 8 o'clock on election night. We'll be open up here till 8 o'clock, also at the center. And we'll be open on the Monday before the election until 5 o'clock. Also the Tuesday prior, which I believe is I don't know the date. The Tuesday prior will be open until
29th.
7 o'clock.
29th is till 7.
Till 7 o'clock. So we have plenty of time to, if you can't make it to vote on election day, we have plenty of time that City Hall will be open for you to early vote.
You're amazing. There's no way I could remember all
I know,
that.
Quite a
right?
calendar.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That's excellent. All right, boys.
Randy?
I think we're covered. Really excited about the Halloween. There's a ton of people helping out, and obviously very generous donors of time and money and gifts and prizes and decorations, everything. A lot of extra people helping out. It's really nice to see it. I mean, it sure takes the burden off of a smaller group when there's, I think right now, probably 10 or more people involved in helping.
Awesome.
Amazing.
That's about it. Stay warm. Stay off the ice.
Yes.
Do not go on. You find ice, do not go on that.
That's it.
Mr. Hajrava?
Nothing special.
No? Alright. My turn? I just want to say thank you to the senior center again. I think that's a really big thing for our community to be able to meet our candidates and be able to ask them questions, you know. For voters to be informed, that's a big deal. So thank you to the seniors, to Mel, everybody who had any part in that. That was wonderful. Other than that, I would say take the kids fishing, but it's getting a little cold for that. Bird season is upon us though, so if you're able, bring the kids out, teach them about the woods, get them in the outdoors, away from all those devices and televisions, and they enjoy it and it makes memories.
Is it pigeon season or?
Great. I can't say. All right. With that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Anything further, council? Those in favor say aye.
Bye.
Those opposed? Meeting adjourned at 7:10.
See you Thursday.